Oh man. Lemon Snickers. What? What does that have anything to do with anything? Music. Screen. Hello, hello, hello. And ooh, my food just arrived. And welcome to another One Lion of Code. I am One Lion. Whew. I went upstairs to get this because I'm hungry and I haven't been able to eat. Actually, I have been able to eat. I had breakfast and everything. Hi, everyone. Happy Friday to you. I have to keep pushing this button over here because there's a thing that I need to get done today. Oh, I have one of those. I wonder where it is right now. But lots of dancing. I love the dancing. Hello, Dukasoft. Hello, Zoltro Lord. Hello, Mojo. Hello, Scott. How y'all doing? Boy, I tell you what I said, y'all. I am getting stuff opened, preparing everything for this fantastic Friday. Happy Friday to all of you who enjoyed this day as the last day of your work week. And for those of you that don't, then I hope you have an enjoyable day regardless. The problem with eating fig Newtons is that they're very dry and very thick. Mucho polvo. Polvo. Good idea, Duke Soft. Good idea. So here's the screen. Where are you currently sitting, Omnums? We got camera go away, and we got Omnums come here. Hello, Omnums. You need to move this away. Ah. Let's go. So hi and hello. I am your chipmunk for the day, or squirrel. I can never remember. On our stream, we have been working on a project called the Financial Management Tracker. However, on Fridays, we do Community Day, where we can all have fun and hang out and talk with each other. So I will be inviting you into the Stream Voice channel soon. For anyone that wants to come in, use your lovely voice to have a conversation, ask questions, talk about what you're working on, discuss current technology topics, or just technology topics in general. But give me a second. Hello, Tyron. Community Day it is. I'm going to keep chewing on this nom noms until I finish it. Oh, okay. What I've been showing over the past couple of streams was an issue that we were having with using WebView 2, in our case, the BlazorWebView control, and hello, I mean, with a WPF app or Maui app, doesn't matter which. And when we have the combo box expanded and we try to move the window, the options stay showing. We finally got to the point where when we expand, what's up? When we expand when we move the window, we now have a way for the Blazor UI to know that the WPF window is being moved. So every single time you see this collapsing the lists, that means that the UI has captured the event or has heard an event that says we're supposed to be collapsing all of our combo boxes. New logo. Let's see. Do I have a new one to put up there? What? I don't even have my stuff showing. How am I supposed to know who's following? You just followed a squirrel. Let me pull up my dashboard too. Thank you so much for the follow. As soon as I see my dashboard, nom. Oh, hacker hack. Am I Indian? You will see me, but I am actually Puerto Rican, Puertorriqueño, Boricua, by birth. I'm American by being raised mostly in America. It was N.S. Lintner. Thank you so much for the follow. I'm a temporary squirrel at the moment. I'm from the Matrix. You're from the Matrix. Doppelganger. Okay. Once I get my water, I'll be ready. Omnums. Oh, the door. Okay, this is me. Where am I? Why do I have two XSplits on here? That's awkward. Anyway, hi. This is me and my water-soaked mustache. Omnums. Okay. Hi, me. I'm Dukasoft. Hi, Dukasoft. That's Bardaki. So as you can see up there in that corner, that is my name in Discord. So I am currently in the stream room. If you feel like it and you want to discuss some technology topics, as I mentioned at the top of the stream, feel free to hop into any of the voice channels and I'll pull you into the stream waiting room. Or stream waiting room. You can use the stream waiting room if you want. That's the one that I would recommend using. It's easiest for me to see. But I will pull you into the stream room where your voice will come through on the stream. Just keep in mind, Broken Sword, thank you so much for the resub. Oh my goodness. I've been missing your stream. I guess the stream notification bot is not working. Truth. Very truth. But that's okay. You've done a lot of good stuff for us. But yeah, your voice will be recorded with this video, and I will be posting this video to YouTube no sooner than 24 hours after we end the stream. So if you're not comfortable with that, then we'll just have a conversation in chat. Otherwise, feel free to bring your lovely voice on over into a voice channel. Until we get some people, we're going to play around with the last bit of functionality needed to fix this issue in my work product, which I'm using this for. I use deepfake to trick your relatives. Dukasoft definitely does. Broken Sword is asking if Nerdherder and Dukasoft come hang out still. Yeah. Dukasoft does. If Nerdherder does, he's very, very quiet. But there is never any requirement for you if you come into here to lurk. You definitely don't have to talk. You don't have to make yourself known or anything. I don't watch the viewer count. I don't watch the people that come in track. I don't do any of that stuff. Dukasoft is actually a bot, but he's the best non-bot bot we've ever had. Yes, it says Ifakan Edo on. No, it's actually showing the correct way. I'm not flipped. A butt. That is what I said, isn't it? No, not a butt. A bot. Bot. Even has his own doppelganger that tries to act like a bot, but we know that that's the real Dukasoft behind the scenes. Like sometimes you say, bang Dukasoft. Yeah. Let's do the thing. UI state collapse all select lists. We are definitely calling that. We're hitting this method. It's just when I go offline, but not when I get on. Was there a an update to the Twitch API recently? I kept hearing whispers about that, so I don't know if that's maybe causing some of your issues. But it didn't really break our bot yet. Our butt. It's possible it may in the future. Something about the old IIRC something something. I haven't been paying attention because I've been so busy. So busy. I keep moving the mouse around. I don't mean to. I'm like looking over here, talking with you guys, just kind of mouse just goes flying around, and it's like, ooh, yeah, you can't send commands via IIRC or via IRC, like slash announce. Oh, slash commands. Yeah, like slash announce or slash shout out. Interesting. Well, it's a good thing I don't do that currently. But I was planning on it. I wasn't planning on it. Yeah, definitely. Broken Sword, we know that you have stuff to do too. And even if you had the time to do it, there is no expectation that you spend your time on this completely voluntary bot that you made for us that's been cool, helpful. But yeah. Yeah, so I'm still streaming. I'm not streaming anything super impressive or exciting, except, if you do think that Blazor is super exciting, then because I do, then it is. You're working on your AZ204. I just did that in October, I think. Slash announce. Slash works just fine. Thank you, Dukusoft bot. Nice. I love that you can just quickly add whatever command you want. Like, that's what I want to be able to do. I want to be able to just say, I want this command to exist, and now it works. How long did I need to study? I had a 2 week forced time off in June, and then I had a second 2 week forced timed off in October. And that's when I did, no, gosh, when was it? I might be wrong on the dates, but it doesn't matter. So that was a total of 4 weeks by the time that I did the um, force means the client wasn't paying for our services during that time, and so we weren't allowed to work on their work product. Um, but anyway, point is 4 weeks total of nothing but studying, and then occasional evenings between the first time off period and the last time off period. Yeah, it was pretty much 8 hours a day. It was the only thing that I was doing during those. Yeah, I went through the Microsoft Learn stuff. I went through the entire, like, there is a specific path for the AZ204. And so I went through all that. And then I signed up for the test to be remote. But the thing is, we're supposed to get I'm supposed to get another certification very soon. No, I don't. That's the thing. It's like all of the stuff that I can get certified that are um, useful, coveted, I guess, are not technologies that I'm currently working in. So, like, Sajetti would love for me to just keep getting a whole bunch of different types of cloud certifications, and it's like, I'm working on a desktop app with Blazor as the UI. I'm a certified Coffee drinker. Coffee drinker, says Dukasoft. Um, who all is listening to this? Why does that look so massive? Mm, That's initial UI complete. What are you doing? This one. Um, I don't know that I'm improving. Like, I studied the material and I took the test, and when I finished with the test, I did a memory dump because I needed the space. Not gonna lie. If I used it every day and I was able to practice it every day, I'd retain it better. But since I didn't need it in recent storage, I just let it fall as far back as it needed to so that I could get my work done. Yes, I would have to say yes. For me, at least. Like, I'm terrible with memory stuff. Did I do the practice test? What did I do for practicing? I did a free practice test that was kind of like note cards kind of thing. I don't remember where I got it from, but I wasn't going to pay for any additional resources. I mean, I'm sure the company would have. I'm really hesitant to use any of the company's money. So I have, I think it was $10,000 or $15,000 in education expenses that we can use on stuff like certifications. But there was like some clause that I vaguely remember, which said something along the lines of if you do use that money, then you're kind of agreeing to be with the company for 1 year from the time you use the money until, you know, for 1 year after you use the money. And if you leave any time before that, then you'll pay the prorated amount back to them. It's like, I just don't want to be locked into that kind of thing. Um, so Mojo is saying out here managing memory like he's working in C++. You know what? With our app, it really does feel like it. There are so many machine level calls that I need to work with that are just and you kind of have to use your own memory management, thread locking, and it's like I don't really have practice with that. I've done it before. I understand the concepts, but I don't I don't have practice with that. So I don't know. And Broken Sword is saying my company paid for my test, but they automatically come with an MSDN subscription. I believe that's cool. I have an MSDN subscription, so maybe I should look into that to see if I can get another test. So the test that I took the first time was from the MS Build, where they gave out a free test. Yeah, I mean, MSDN subscriptions are now Visual Studio subscriptions, essentially. Can't you see if you can get another one instead of a test? Yeah, seriously. These tests are not cheap. Yeah, essentially VS Enterprise. Kind of silly expensive. Agreed. 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 Hey, we have a someone. So are you wanting in voice channel? Thindal? And hello, Thindal, by the way. You did start talking. Amin said, somewhere up here. Oh man, you guys don't know me. Lucky that I still remember you guys. I know you. I learned from failing in production. Fun but stressful. Okay, cool. I am pulling you in. I'm gonna start up my virtual cam so
Hello.
that you can see that in here.
Ooh, Discord stream.
I can see your bubble popping up. You gotta
I think I'm
actually
talking.
say stuff though.
Hello.
Hello, Solo Solipsis. Hold on, let me greet Solo Solipsis real
I
quick.
am talking.
Good for you. Um,
Yay,
I'm
you
talking to
could hear me.
Solo.
All right.
Yes, give me a
Oh,
second. Give me a
sorry.
second to greet Solo. So I am often lurking on Solo's channel when he's streaming because I want to know everything and consume anything that has to do with AR development. And he's been using the HoloLens to do some pretty fun stuff. This is Thindal that is on the call. You can see his
Hello.
name up there in the top right corner, top left corner. I'm pointing up and right, but you guys see me pointing up and left. Yeah, definitely check out Solo whenever he goes live. He's
What's
got
up,
some
Solo?
cool stuff to show. Cool tech. I'm just really sad about all of the stuff that happened to like the MRTK and the entire dev team for mixed reality.
Yeah, that thing sucked. But apparently, I mean, they're saying that they're still committed to the HoloLens, which is kind of weird
Really?
when they got rid of the whole MRTK kit
Well, I mean,
team.
like the kit itself definitely sounds like it's just a terrible thing to maintain, especially when there's other libraries out there. I just don't think any of them are anywhere close to good enough.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Then again, I mean, they're still saying that they're committed to framework. They are not very committed to framework. I think we're getting another 5 or 6 years of security patches,
That's cool.
but only
Yeah, but
for,
it's pretty much frozen
severe
at
things.
4.8.x, right?
482, yeah.
Mm.
They've committed to fixing like crashes, which there aren't really any, to be honest, and cryptography things.
Cool.
Yeah, and that's it. But they're still committed to it.
It is
So
awesome.
we'll see what's going to happen with the HoloLens, if there will be a number 3 or not.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like the jump from HoloLens 1 to HoloLens 2 was essentially two generations, and it
yeah,
really
and that's
did
what I heard
show.
as well.
It's awesome. So going from two, if they've actually been putting in work into it,
Mm.
I'm excited to see what they can do with three.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
as long
heard the
as
same
facial
thing
anchors stick.
about the generational improvement there.
Yeah.
That
I mean, they
basically the
purposefully
HoloLens 2 was
skipped.
only an
Yeah.
internal project. Yeah,
Yeah. That.
that.
JavaScript. JavaScript what? Collapse. Select list. So anyway, what's up with you, Thindal? What have you been doing lately?
Not a whole lot, to be honest. I've been working. I've been missing some streams and stuff as well, but yeah, I'm
Ooh,
trying.
really?
Yeah. Yeah, head hasn't been quite in the right place for it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I've told myself if I'm not up to it, I'm not gonna force myself and do something bad. If I'm gonna do it,
Wheel.
I'll do it proper.
Yeah, definitely.
So other than that, I don't know. Poking around on a personal website a bit, uh,
Hmm.
using Blazor
Getting
WebAssembly.
Clayman to make you a logo for free.
Yep, yep. Not sure what I'll use it for, but I got him to do so. No, it's all about distracting him. He was he was not in a good place either.
Yeah, yeah, he was looking like it. Like I had it muted because I was trying to concentrate on getting my telemetry feature done this morning, which I did,
Yeah.
and I came up with what I think
Wait,
is a pretty cool solution. But
what did you do? If you can share it.
yeah, I can. First, Scott is saying, can anyone recommend a good upload files Blazor component? Yeah, it's called file input. It's shipped with
Oh,
Blazor now.
yeah. I lowered my volume a little bit back because someone told me I was really, really loud. So
Wait,
I
he's
can
quiet.
increase
Your
my volume a
voice.
bit.
Well, the thing is that your voice meter is going higher than mine. That's interesting.
Oh,
I think it's just
that's
the
weird.
tone of your voice is deeper than mine, and it doesn't travel as well.
Ooh.
You got a deep voice.
Yeah, they tell me. It doesn't sound that deep to me.
Oh, file upload. file input.
So
File.
much base energy.
So much base. Base is
Mm-hmm.
the future. Input file.
Can
Forgot
that
that they
deal
call all of
with
their inputs
multiple
multiple.
files and everything?
Absolutely. So I've definitely used
Mhm.
this one already. And you pretty much just get your standard input file that's just wrapped with some Blazor libraries. So when you get the drag over events or drag and drop or browse and select file or files, then the event handler is already C sharp.
A hot tip, by the way. Sync Fusion, do you know what that is?
Yes. I don't pay for my
Yeah.
components.
No, they have a free offering. If you're a person or a company making below a certain amount of money, they will give you a full license for free.
So they're going to do the freemium thing too. All right. Thank you, Solo. I was going to
Well,
talk with you.
it's paid if you start making tons of money off of it. But as long as you're doing it for personal projects or earning not a ton of money, you get 100% of the package for free. Except for the support. You can't call them and like, oh, I need help.
It's 5 million. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is that, like, well, you know me, I do all of my stuff for fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just since we asked about components and to do things. I mean, can always take a look at that as well.
Have you heard of the Blazor component library from a guy named One Lion?
I've heard his name. Yes, I think he's a fairly
It's not
good
very
developer.
good, but there are a lot of
Well,
components that he put
I think
together.
it's probably great, but
Oh
does it
no,
have
no, there are
everything?
so many bugs.
Ah,
It was
but
all
you need
stuff that
someone
I
to fix
created.
them then.
Yeah, definitely. But the thing is, I learned a
Did you
lot.
look at my pull request yet?
Oh
Hey,
yes,
you
we
had
can
a
do
pull
that now.
request on that
Actually,
thing.
we
You
can
had
do
a
it
pull
now.
request on your component library.
I do.
Oh,
By
it's from
Dependabot.
Dependabot. Yeah.
Thank you, Dependabot. Tell me to update my chart.js for the chart.js Blazor wrapper. Oops, those are the tests. Thank you, Dukasoft, for giving us the link to this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't mind having it, but I'm still so used to creating my own components now because I've had like my initial, because I was using Blazor when it first came out, my initial impression and uh, experience with it was it's really hard to customize Blazor components that are
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Close.
Other people's
Yeah,
Blazor
that's
components.
yeah, exactly. That's always been my biggest problem with things like Sync Fusion and Telerik and stuff. That
Mm,
if you do it the way they intended, they're awesome because they do what you need and they do it simply. But then you want that little extra bit of stuff done as well or included in it, and then you're at a brick wall and you have to redo the whole thing yourself. So why not just do it yourself from the beginning?
yeah,
Does that make sense?
yeah, because there's so much fighting with it that's like this is just wasteful.
Hmm. Yeah.
Broken Sword the
Plus, when you
same.
come
People
from
still look
a
at me like I'm crazy when
previous
I use Blazor at work. What? What?
what?
Do they want you to use Angular?
That's ew.
That's what it
Nah, I'm
sounds
not going to
like
be
everyone
that
wants
guy.
in our company in Sagetti.
Yeah, but it's been tested, and yeah, I don't know.
No, it definitely has its place and it has developers for it, but I'm a .NET
Yeah.
developer and I want to use C sharp.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I have
But a
Blazor
lot
and
of people
Blazor is
don't
amazing.
realize that Blazor has been around for a while. They hear Blazor now because it's starting to blow up, like in the developer relations part of the world. There's lots of people suddenly talking about it at conferences, and Microsoft is
Mm-hmm.
doing a lot of PR for it. But it's been available and around for quite a few years. I think it's 3 or 4 now since they released version 1.
Hmm.
So it's not, untested brand new tech.
What it is.
Yeah, so whatever gets the job done, if you're a .NET developer, then why not use .NET?
I mean, for me, it's not whatever gets the job done. Unfortunately, it's what is the right tool for this job,
Yeah, but the
and do
right
I know how
tool
to use
for
it?
you at this job, right?
Well, I mean, I guess there are more things that I weight, but it's not only that one factor. I guess there are many factors. I keep scrolling up and down again.
Mm. So you didn't manage to solve the moving the window and the drop down issue, did you?
Well, we did find out something very super duper important, which is in a WPF app that uses a WebView 2 control or Blazor
Mm-hmm.
WebView control, the
Mm-hmm.
application context seems to be different between the WPF running application and the Blazor components. So if you try to
Mm.
dependency inject something as scoped and you request that object in WPF code behind or library that is only WPF, it's a different instance than what you get in your Blazor components.
Will you get the same one if you register it as a instant?
Singleton.
Sorry, a singleton. Yeah.
Yes.
That's good at least. So
Yeah, and
it's
so
the
that's what we ended
same
up doing, and that's why it's
injector,
working now.
only it's got two different scopes.
Well, what I'm doing is I have an extension method that does all of my state management setup for me.
Yeah. Broken Sword, I think it's unified. And
Yes.
yes, I am
Oh,
extremely
yeah.
yeah, excited about it. That's why I pretty much gave up the whole get both WASM and server running in the same project right now.
I mean, you were
Yeah,
doing that for a while.
yeah, and there was only problems with it. I mean, I made one step forward and I ran into another wall and I climbed that and yet another wall. Uh, I kind of got it working, but kinda isn't quite good enough. So this will pretty much solve it. I mean, you can have a server-side render and then a handoff, which is exactly what I tried to do myself.
Yeah, what if insert component provider changes their mind and suddenly revokes the free license? Then your website needs to be fully remade or you need to pay a lot of money. Such as in what happened with .NET projects shipping with or scaffolding with identity server. And then the people at identity server being like, well, we're now Duende identity server. And if you want to keep using identity server after next November, you need to pay for it if your company makes more than X amount of dollars.
That kind of
Otherwise,
sucks.
roll your own.
Yeah, that really kind of sucks.
Only a little.
Only a little.
What is the true impact? Does it mean that we can now use Blazor for customer facing applications and it will just be just as good as React? I don't think so. Um,
Uh,
there are a lot of considerations that you would make on top of that. Like, even if you do start up your app with only static content, yeah, it's going to load super fast. But at some point, it's still going to need to load the, if you're trying to do WASM related stuff, the Blazor runtime.
uh, Broken Sword, from what I understand, it'll have two modes. No, sorry,
Three,
four modes. Four.
four. What's the fourth? Anyway, go.
It'll have full normal WASM,
Mm-hmm.
full normal server,
Mm-hmm.
full normal server, and then
Pre-rendered.
while it's running there, yeah, pre-rendered, so it runs on the server. You have the WebSocket connection up while it transfers the binaries, and then the WASM takes over. So it's basically a server until WASM is ready, and then
Mm,
turns into WASM. Am I
that's
wrong?
not quite right. Yeah. That's the goal.
Okay.
That's the hope. What happens
Yeah.
is you'll start up in server unless it detects that. Well, they haven't quite come up with the rules yet. That was in the most recent video. They're still trying to
Mhm.
solidify what the rules are for when it chooses server versus WASM when you do auto. Um, but if right now the only thing is, was the .NET runtime already downloaded once on this machine for this site? If it was,
Mhm.
then go directly into WASM. If not, start in server, do the download for WASM, keep going in server until uh, you either reload the app or navigate to a different page that operates
Okay,
differently.
like a full navigate.
Yeah.
or a what's called component navigate.
Spec.
No, it's got to be a full page. Yeah. So what am I thinking? Yeah, the last one, what I understood was static HTML or like server created MVC pages, for example, with
Oh,
a Blazor
interesting.
component on it.
And that's
It's like,
actually a different mode that you set?
yeah, from what I understood, it would be. So you could have like a blog post that is
Mm-hmm.
static, and then the comment field is Blazor.
Wait, maybe it is.
Again, my understanding could be wrong. It happens, even to me.
It might be actually called Blazor United.
Isn't it unified? Is it united?
Like the thing that I'm reading here says United.
Okay, well, it's from Daniel Roth, so it's united.
Here. What is the name of the component that you put up at the top? Yeah, unified project system. So they're using
Mhm.
both terms in here. So who knows which one is the actual term for it?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Bup, bup, bup,
Oh,
bup, bup.
yeah.
Here we
There.
go. It's called render
Muted.
mode. Oh, dude. Dude. Dude.
Mm.
Dude, I covered up my chat. Cool. Dukasoft put the video for Blazor United from Mr. Steve
Yeah, the
Sanderson,
first
who
one,
doesn't
right?
blink for the first 2.5 minutes of the video. So I thought he was
Yeah.
using. Oh my gosh. It was so creepy. Dude.
But is he actually blinking or
He blinks eventually throughout the rest of the video, but in the very beginning, he definitely doesn't until he
uh,
gets to like 2 seconds before.
I remember we having
Yeah.
a
Like a
pretty
quarter
long
of a
discussion
blink.
about like the heck.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was so freaked out, but not really freaked out. It was just so distracting that I had to go back and rewatch the video. I don't know why it distracted me so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where is this render mode? Render,
But the fact that you
render.
can, create static pages from Blazor code and
Yeah,
then have Blazor take over in certain parts, like for example a comment field,
yeah.
because I mean the entire page would be Blazor. Only some parts are static, some parts are dynamic. That would
There it
solve
was.
the what's her face? That would solve the SEO problem with all
Yeah.
spas.
Well, kinda, yes.
Ah, kinda.
Because there was this thing that they were like, that was a question on the most recent discussion on it. It was on a .NET Focus on .NET
I feel like you're better versed in this than I
stand
am,
up.
so.
It was on, well, like once I heard about it, once you guys told me about it, because I was way behind. I was consuming all of the resources for it. Like, what is this?
Mhm.
How can I use it? And I can't use it with my current job, but like me, my all of my
Yeah.
projects are similar to yours, where I have the Blazor WebAssembly and Blazor server running side by side. I could just start
Mhm.
one up or start the other. You just have the thing where you give it a switch, and it
Yeah.
starts one or the other. Mine is manual. That's it.
Yeah. The personal page site I'm writing right now is entirely WASM,
Mm.
and then backed by Azure Functions.
Yeah, look at that. There are
Yeah.
five. There are
Oh,
five
five
modes. Yeah,
modes.
that's what I was thinking. So server and server pre-rendered, I knew. WebAssembly
Mhm.
and WebAssembly pre-rendered, I knew, but not static.
Mhm.
Wait, where's auto though?
No, WebAssembly pre-rendered. What does it say? Renders the component into
Renders?
HTML. Includes a marker for a Blazor WebAssembly application. When the user agent starts, it uses this marker to bootstrap a Blazor client-side application. So in my mind, that means that it renders it without any dynamic parts, and it transfers the framework, and then it starts a client-side application, a WASM application, once it's all transferred.
That's
Correct?
cool. I wasn't listening. I was trying to keep my eyes open for more than 10 seconds and it already started burning. When the user agent starts, it uses this marker. Yeah, absolutely what you said.
And
And this would probably
yeah,
be the mode that I run in all the time.
mhm. Yeah, server pre-rendered is the same thing, only it kicks off the WebSocket tunnel.
Right.
So you'd still get the SEO prepared content.
Yeah. And like one of the things that I remember the words of, but I really don't have too much of a clue what it really means, was that the web crawlers or whatever search engines use to crawl your site might not necessarily activate all of the scripts. So
Yeah.
maybe none of the Blazor component on, if it's on your homepage or on one of your navigated pages, will render at all. So
Yeah,
it's
but that's why
possible
you
that,
want it pre-rendered from the server.
right. And so
Yeah.
this would be really cool. This one would be really cool for me because like this app,
Mm-hmm.
the index, you stop that. This the index.html. Also WPF index.html. I took the. Am I pointing it to? Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, that's
No need.
the VPF project, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably not in that one. Okay. How about Blazor server host HTML?
Mm-hmm.
What I said was not Blazor server. It would have to be the Wasm project only and the Maui project. I don't know. Let's just go to the Wasm project. Does anyone know where the Wasm project is?
I'm
Okay,
guessing
so
right there.
yeah. So what I did was I rendered the first page and then I just
Ah, yeah.
copied the rendered HTML and pasted it into div app so that
Mm-hmm.
it at least looks like static content is loaded instead of like a progress bar or the loading,
Mm-hmm.
and it immediately displays, and then the login um, card
Yeah,
loads, and
Blazor
that's when you know the
replaces
Blazor.
the view.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. So this will be
this
basically
will
the
do that
same thing
automatically.
as WASM pre-rendered.
So cool.
Only it'll create the content using Blazor server static file first, and then it will replace it. But with this, what happens if you click in the
But that was
login, like the username window, really quickly?
nothing because it's not there. It's not there until the Blazor. So that's like anything that I knew was going to be needed for the Blazor app, I didn't
Hmm.
include.
Okay, so it says like login, please wait or something there instead of
No, it
having
just doesn't
the
have anything there.
fields.
And then
Okay.
well, let me just show it. But you just said something that was interesting. You said that it uses the server pre-rendered, not for
Hmm.
Wasm pre-rendered. Wasm pre-rendered. I'm thinking it. Um,
No, I meant Blazor static first to
oh,
render
okay,
out the content like a static HTML page,
yeah,
and then it allows the WASM to take over.
yeah.
But I think that
16.
might have the same problem unless they do the handover very, very well, which is, for example, if you click in a text box while it's transferring, will it keep the focus when it replaces it?
It depends
You've
on how your
started
Blazor
modifying
startup code
something.
goes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it depends on what they do. I don't think it's something you could affect
I think
at
it's
that
based on what
level.
you do. So, like, one of the things that happens when a Blazor app loads is it sets focus to the H1 element, for example.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, but if the user switches over to the password field and starts writing their password, and then
then
the
you
WASM
don't show it
takes
until,
over.
yeah. So, like,
Yeah,
here, it's not there until
yeah,
Blazor is
perfect,
there. Yeah.
perfect.
And then when Blazor is there, then it
Same
happens.
kind of thing though. You know the problem with the, for example, GUIDs when I did the manual handover thing. If I created a GUID on load and I render it on the server and
Mm-hmm.
then try doing a WASM handoff,
Mm-hmm.
as soon as the WASM ran, it recreated the GUID
You got
because
a new
it
GUID.
reran everything.
Right.
So the state didn't keep between them.
Right. Yeah, because now your rendering engine is in the browser and not being maintained on the server.
Yeah, exactly. So if you have a GUID new GUID and you render that to static HTML, they need to make sure that the state of the page transfers over to the WASM when it starts. That makes sense. There is a way right now to do it with there's some kind of shared state manager, but that's also slightly complicated and you need to remember to do it everywhere. You basically can't use local variables.
I mean, you're not used to dependency injection as much, right? Because you're working a lot
Well,
in .NET Framework.
yeah, I'm working in core at like all my customers.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know it and I know how it works, but if you can't even use a local variable, but you have to use a state manager and put it in there, there's a slightly high risk of errors, right?
Yes. Because like mine isn't even a state manager. Mine is just I have a class that's registered.
Mm-hmm.
And like during the handoff, what I would do is load the WASM, however you do that. I have no idea how you would do that. Magic, I guess.
Magic.
And then once I am given the notification that the WASM stuff is loaded, then I would have a method in my state class. So I would get a state class from my WASM context. Not a state class. I would get an instance of state from
Mm-hmm.
the dependency container from the WASM context and pretty much clone my server state
Yeah, exactly.
to that.
And that's what it would do.
Yeah.
And I mean, that works. That works fine. But
Nope.
if you
Magic.
miss doing that once and you put like a important value in a local variable,
Uh-huh.
that'll get wiped when it does the handover.
I had this.
So it's not difficult to do really. It's just fairly brittle because programmer mistakes. It'll work fine
Right. Right.
until it suddenly doesn't. Kind of like a deadlock. Works fine 99% of the time until it explodes up in your face. And you lose state, but you think you still have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have it, just a different state. Broken Sword is asking
Well,
us
the
when.
state was on the server, and all of a sudden you're running on the client,
Right.
and that doesn't have the same state.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do
So when
yourself
you
was
do,
saying load the magic.
yes, when you do projects, do you ever find yourself reading to do some back end work, needing to do some back end work for your applications? For example, like making an API or web jobs, or are other devs doing that and you strictly work on the front end? That is a very good question. So this whole telemetry thing that I was talking about, that I was needing to implement the feature, the app already has telemetry being captured, but the only time that it does a telemetry record is when you run a test. And so if you run a test using our app, and it's like not our .NET test, a hardware test, for example, using our app, then it loads a record that puts the test details, when it started, when it ended, what was the test ID, what was the result of the test, and then any metadata for that test. And so they want more information from the UI, because when you finish a test through the UI, you are given the opportunity to troubleshoot if it failed. And so you're clicking on buttons to follow this troubleshooting wizard, and depending on the answers that you give, it either takes you to a warranty code because it wasn't able to help you. So it's like contact support, or it is successful, or you just don't do it. And so they want to know how users are using that functionality. Are they interacting with it? Are they trying the troubleshooting? What are they answering to these questions? Did they actually go to the tech support step and do that? And so we're like, well, we have this existing telemetry record, and they want us to keep all of the information from that existing record that happens in the back end on the UI. So it's kind of like we need to make sure that the UI does get the same exact test result information, and not just that, but track the user interactions for that troubleshooting portion. And so I was like, we could probably, and we're only allowed to add fields. We could probably do that by adding 3 fields and not, yeah, broken sword. I would love to. I mean, I don't know how to use application insights, but I hear that this is what it's made for. They want
Yeah.
to use zero money except for paying us to do it. And they want to use the existing system, which is we log something to event viewer or event log, and then some
Mm.
other background process runs whatever it runs, gets all records in event log that are our event ID number, and then sends it up to their server.
Mm.
And it needs to be structured a specific way because they have this one person that has Excel open that gets all this data, and I don't know, it's weird. So anyway, I'm like, I could do this in 3 fields. And so I took it to my project manager, and he's like, well, we need to make sure we're on the same page about what we're logging. And I'm like, okay, this is what we talked about during the meeting with the client. He's like, no, that's not what we talked about. We talked about this, this, and this. And I'm like, that's what I just said. And then he re-summarized it for about 30 minutes and then an hour and then came up
Boss
with
got a boss.
we can do it in 2 fields. And I'm like, but what about this case? What about this edge case? What about this edge case? No, we don't care about those. It's like, are you sure? Because that's this point right here. Well, we don't need that. But that's what we talked about with the client. But
I'm not going to shit talk your boss, but it sounds like your boss felt that he needed a boss.
he's not my boss, he's my project manager.
Okay, so it feels like your project manager really felt like he needed to manage.
Yeah, exactly. And that's okay because like I argued my point in a hopefully civil way. I heard what he
Mm-hmm.
said. I'm going to assume that he heard what I said and he still made his ultimate decision, so I ran with that. So I started work on these 2 fields. And then I'm like, you know what? Now that I'm starting to put these objects together, the easiest way for me to track whatever we want to track during this whole troubleshooting experience is to have an enum with flags. And the combination of those flags would be the user journey. Did they click yes to this first question? Did they click no to the second question? And it's essentially just outputting a number. And so now we have a troubleshooting result code, which could either be the string for the enum or just a number. And we give them the table that says, look up that number in this table. And then we can add as many as, well, not as many, up to unsigned long, I guess.
As many as you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
But I
call
mean,
it that.
it increases fast. So if you've ever used flags, then the values for flags, enums with flags, is base 2. So 0, 1, 2,
Yeah.
4, 8, 16, blah, blah, blah. So that when you combine them, they don't overlap. So you get a 1
Yep.
plus 2, which is 3. And then the next available number is 4. And then 1 plus 4 is 5.
Mm-hmm.
1 plus 2 plus 4 is 7 and 6. So the next one is 8.
1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, etc.
And so, like, for me,
I used to do those manually.
Yeah. I kind of do. I just do bit shift now.
Yeah.
What I'm doing now then is troubleshooting starts, it gets reset to 0. And then user clicks no to the first question, and then I say pipe gets, or not even pipe gets, I just set it to that one because it's the first question every time. Pipe gets user said no to first question or whatever I called it. And then if they click back and then go back into the troubleshooter, it resets again. That's behavior they wanted. And then they click yes to the first question, and it says user says first question yes. And then they click no to second question, and its user says no to second question. 1 plus 4 is 5. So now the troubleshooting step they're at is 5, which is troubleshooting failed for some tests. Some have more troubleshooting steps, but you know what I mean. So 5 is troubleshooting failed for these types of tests. And if they get to the warranty page, that's another add 8. And then if they follow the warranty page, that's another add. And then all of those come out to mean something. And now there's one
you
field
can
that we added.
degroup them or whatever you want to call it and get like a list of they did this,
Well,
they
it
did
just
this,
dot
they
has
didn't do this.
flags or
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or you can just print it out.
yeah. But
and do an offset more or less.
I'm planning on just sending them, well, putting it in our docs, of course, as a table, but sending them the list of codes. One
Hmm.
means this, two means this, four is not used.
Hmm.
Blah. It's fun though. I was
But
really happy with
what
it.
you say, what you're saying, concur with Broken Sword for the backend here. Sounds like both Application Insights and Datadog would be a really good fit. And if it's more the last part that you talked about here, where
You
you
guys
want
are
to
talking
have like an
servers,
audit
right?
trail, yeah, this is the backend of
This is a
everything, where you store it, where
desktop
you handle it.
application with a backend service that's running as a Windows service.
Yeah, you can push it from the Windows service. That's fine.
Right.
Can't run Application Insights locally though.
Right.
Um, Postgres
There is
has
no
the
server side of this.
timelines, time series, if you're using that database. So does, I think there's a specific one in Azure, but if you're using a Postgres database, you also have access to it there. But
All
that is more
databases.
for user shows this, and then this, and then this. Kind of like what you're doing with the flag to get an audit
Right.
trail.
Yeah. So for us, the user journey is going to be a different thing. That's
Hmm.
another telemetry improvement that we want. What pages did the user visit while they were on the app? How long did they spend on pages?
Yeah,
Did they click on chat with support links, or what links did they click on?
yeah. Google Analytics, but for an application.
You can do App Insights from your UI application though, like if you want to show flows. Yeah, so the thing is that we're told where we need to put our telemetry data because again, we don't control the process that goes through and picks up those telemetry records.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, I'm assuming that you can't have an active connection up to Azure at all times.
Right. Like we can't even expect anyone that is using it to ever have internet.
Hmm.
Like
There
ever.
is, I can't remember the name, but there is a service that Microsoft has, which is basically you buy 4 full racks of servers and you get
Nice.
an Azure UI for them.
Yeah, go ahead and try
And
to
it
sell that to our
costs
client.
it costs more than an arm and a leg.
Yeah. So
Probably a hospital full of firstborns as well.
keep in mind that our client is a large client and we are one project of probably hundreds of
Yeah, but
projects
they
that they
could use
have.
this for multiple ones. What's really
Yes, true.
cool, I mean, it's not going to
And they
be
have they have
something
a
they'll use.
system for doing telemetry currently. So
Hmm.
that's the hard
Yeah, then you're
thing.
going to put it in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you get this Azure Edge thing, it has a really cool feature where if you keep using it and you go over what you have locally, it'll automatically provision up in the cloud. So you have the same UI, you're using your local resources first, then you get a warning and it starts provisioning it in the cloud. And when you add more hardware, yeah. When you add more hardware, it'll automatically move everything back to on-prem. So it's local servers that can go elastic into the cloud and then back again. But again, that's a lot of money, and you need you need to commit to that. And if they have a different solution, then they have a different solution,
Yeah.
right?
I mean just try to get any corporate
Hmm.
corporation to change existing systems that they've
Yeah.
used for years.
Everything I've talked about now is way over our common pay grade. I have a friend who could be a part of making those kind of decisions, but he's a data center designer. So,
Oh,
yeah,
fancy.
he presents solutions to customers willing to like invest, multiple millions of dollars in new hardware at once.
What does your new team do, Broken Sword? I present problems to new solutions. What?
I present problems to new solutions. Love it. My company has a tagline, slogan, whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it.
What is your company's tagline?
Easy problems to hard solutions.
Oh, wait, I do have a tagline ish.
Other way around.
Easy
Easy
problems,
solutions to hard problems.
easy, easy problems to hard solutions.
Yes.
Yes.
But I mean, that's my actual company.
Right. This is my actual company. I think, that I'm about to show. That's me. Hi, Defines. Miss you. Automated realms. Do I have it in here? Excuse me. Nobody needs to see you.
Automated realm.
I don't have it in here. But it is, if I can remember, it's been a while since I've said it. Enhancing life through automation.
Okay, so everyone head on to LinkedIn, search for Automated Realms.
Automated Realms LLC.
Yep, and then give them a follow.
I mean, you don't have to, but you
Yes,
should
you
add
do.
me on LinkedIn. So I'm never on LinkedIn. I get like nothing but recruiters messaging me, and it's like,
It's semi the same.
evidence.
I've started adding more connections on LinkedIn now that I'm fairly active in,
Yeah, as an entrepreneur, you
streaming and
should.
watching streams and talking to people and
Yeah. It's just that I'm
yeah.
still working for people, like companies, and
Yeah,
most
but
of the
so am
time
I.
it's like,
But if you ever wanted to switch jobs, this is going to be the weirdest flex ever. But saying that, oh, I'm a personal contact of, I don't know, Fritz, doesn't hurt.
I've
Like,
never had any issues though.
no, but Dan Roth and I are buddies on LinkedIn. Make sense?
Yes, I don't like doing that. That goes against my integrity.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am Umberto. These are the things that I can do. Here's evidence of me
Yes.
doing it. Connections,
You
sure.
are a good person.
Why not?
Mm,
But that's like not even tertiary. That's way out there somewhere.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not what they're going to hire you for.
Mm.
But being able to say that, oh, if we have an issue, I can send a DM to this person and they will see it.
Ah,
That's
if we
always a
have,
good thing.
well, my thing is, if we have an issue, I can research it and figure it out pretty quickly and come up with a resolution.
I think that's easier now that everything's open source, to be honest.
Open sauce. Do you know JavaScript?
Ooh, fancy, Duca. Fancy.
What did Dukasaw say?
He said that John Galloway is following him on Twitter.
Awesome. John Galloway's cool. I like watching when
Oh, yeah.
he's hosting stuff.
He's
For the hair
he's one of
alone.
those always
Exactly.
happy people, is my feeling. Like, he's always laughing.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
cool.
yeah,
I
for
mean,
their hair
that's not
alone.
what draws me to him. He's just like he's intelligent and he's laid back and he knows what
Oh,
he's
yeah,
talking
but
about.
I mean, that's what I meant. He's a really smart guy who knows his stuff, but he's also got a really good, outset. He's easy to talk to and fun to listen to. And
I prefer seeing my heroes at a distance. There.
he's not the common Stack Overflow, uh, not subscriber,
I,
contributor.
I think we already are. What do you call it in LinkedIn? We're already friends. We're
You and
already.
me?
No, I know you and I are, right?
Yeah.
Um, but me and Broken Sword
Well,
didn't die.
Broken Sword, add me.
A connection. He's a connection of mine already. I think. Yeah, we're connected. Connected. Have a connection. Oh, hey. And now I'm connected with Solus Ellipsis. Yes. Awesome. Well, now I want to follow John Galloway. You guys are awesome.
See? Now I plugged myself in your channel too.
I have no problem with that. I'm
Now I
all
know.
about self
I know.
promotion and being confident in who you are and your abilities.
Hmm. I've been suffering from some severe imposter syndrome lately.
Yeah, that's crazy hearing that. I mean, it's kind of interesting that it happened close to the same time that I was hit with a big spell of it, but I'm sure it's been there a little bit more for you and
Yeah,
impacting you quite a bit more.
yeah, but I'm sensitive to that kind of stuff for entirely different reasons.
I
But
see.
I've gone from, normal code to SAML at my current big customer.
I mean, I kind of am doing XAML.
Yeah, but
Or did you
when
actually
you
say
start
SAML?
SAML,
XAML or SAML?
XAML.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, not
Because I mean,
SAML,
yeah,
X.
yeah, because
Yeah,
the security markup language thing.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The problem for me is, basic stuff. Oh, I'm gonna put a control here. I'm gonna do this. That's fine, but this application has been modified and designed, and nothing looks and works the way it usually does. And that introduces all of these tiny, small, annoying bugs. Like right now, I'm working on a combo box, and when you bring your mouse down to the bottom of it, what a normal combo box does is it'll scroll down to show the entire last element.
Uh-huh.
If it's only showing half of it, and you hover over it, it'll scroll down and show the whole thing. But since the elements aren't the standard size in this Dropbox, it'll
Yes.
miss on the new scroll, which will cause it to scroll again. So if you just hover over the bottom of this combo box, you'll just get zoomed down to the end of it. And that sounds, like something that should be simple to do or simple to fix. It's not. Not when you don't want to like write code for it. You want to fix this in SAML.
Mhm.
So I've been ripping my hair
Yeah,
out because
I'm
if
the
I do just a
opposite
code
though.
function, that will not go through
Yeah,
code review.
that's a sad. That's a very sad statement you're making.
Yeah.
Because like I
If I, if I
the
could do it
task
in
with
code, I mean, simple.
yeah the task with customizing the window theme, I did it all with a .cs class that extends window.
Hmm.
No XAML.
Yeah, we don't have that. We have resource dictionaries
Well, I added the resource
and
dictionary to the
control
window.
templates. Yeah, but we have that and control templates and everything that way. So
Big
everything
advantage.
of the design and look and sizes of things are defined in SAML. Nothing is set. No. What's the first? No behavior is set in code. Salt
Oh,
triggers.
that's weird.
Yeah.
So Broken Sword, they kind of sound like the same question to me. So we have some internal NuGet packages that are used
Hmm.
throughout the client, but we also make our own. But ours is very weird, where we have to reference the project's generated NuGet files from our local NuGet cache after building the project in dev, because our pipeline build can't use the GitHub repository, whatever it's called, wherever you put all of your GitHub assets, such as in NuGet packages. And then our DevOps pipeline, we're not allowed to put our NuGet packages in the artifacts or in a feed there. And so when the project builds, it has to build it clones the master, I hate saying that, from the shared packages place, NuGet stuff, and references it from our main application via version number flag. Which is so dumb. I keep telling, and we're having issues currently where if we push to our packages and we don't update our main application to use the new functionality, if it's breaking changes and we don't beat the daily build, it breaks for a long time and they're scratching their heads. And it's like, if we used version packages, we wouldn't have this issue. Your personal list? Personal list of what? Yeah, there was something about needing to pay for the artifact storage for the NuGet packages. And they use a system that doesn't even have access to the artifacts feed during the build pipeline. And I don't understand that part of it, really. It's so confusing. Yeah, we have
Why am I
4
typing?
libraries. I don't know. I was like, you got
Mm.
quiet? Was
Yeah,
I
I don't
talking
know.
too
I'll start
much?
typing instead. No, 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 definitely not. Just I started typing instead for some reason.
I'm trying to read this code to figure out if
Basically,
there's.
Broken Sword, if not using it professionally and using it a lot professionally, you're not going to have to pay for artifact storage on DevOps.
Wait, say that again? I wasn't fully listening
If
because that,
you're
that
if you're
applies
not
to me.
using it professionally
Oh,
and
oh,
like using it a lot in a professional context, aka using it a lot,
yeah.
then artifact storage on Azure DevOps is going to be free for you.
And ours definitely isn't because, again, they use like every team, every project team has their own, they have to submit the budget or a budget request for using any kind of Azure storage stuff or service or just anything. Like everything has to be approved. And with so
Well,
many
yeah, I
teams
meant
across the
inside of
company,
DevOps.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
So
if you're a
um,
professional,
every
yeah, go.
every project team's budget gets cut into if they use artifacts storage.
Okay.
So they would prefer not to use that, and it's like, oh my goodness, it makes sense. It's a massive company, many
Yeah,
projects.
and that's what I meant with,
So,
professional, lots of usage, meaning lots and lots and lots of usage. Small company using it professionally is still going to fall under the limits of it.
I was gonna look for a different logo. I like that little guy, but I was gonna find something else. So, entertain us. Tell us about. Oh, that was your NuGet packages sources. Tell us
Yeah,
about something.
yeah. It was just that I use private NuGet feeds.
Yeah, we're
And I
like
may have
we're
doxed one
we're
of my
in
customers.
we're in transition. Oh, sorry. We're in transition to going to a unified central system that has all of our diagnostics tests. That is going to adopt some of ours, some of another team's, and I think there are like 4 or 5 different applications from this company that do different types of diagnostics tests for different portions. And like I said, we're doing hardware testing with our team. Um, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens when we go to that central.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Broken Sword, at least it's not the GAC, right?
Yak.
GAC. GAC. Did you ever experience that?
It sounds familiar. I'm familiar with the
Global
acronym.
Assembly Cache.
I'm still familiar with the name. Don't know
The
exactly what it
Windows
is.
System 32 assemblies.
Oh, yes, I am using
Basically,
those.
we all had a problem where you installed an application. It added a DLL to the Windows folder because it figured, oh, so this is shared with everyone else.
Oh,
And then another application that you installed had the same DLL and
overwrote
it
it.
saved it as well, but it was a
Different
different
version.
version. And all of a sudden, the first application wouldn't work. So they created the GAC, which meant that you could have the same DLL in multiple versions at once, and you could reference them, which was a great idea, only it didn't work like at all. So instead of, finding a file and finding the wrong file, you didn't find the file at all. And saving your files to it was
I
hell.
wonder if
And
that's what's happening with ours right now.
removing files from it was even worse. The easiest way to remove files from the assembly cache was to go in there with a command line and find your way around, because Windows Explorer wouldn't go in.
Yes, or maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
We are in that kind of problem right now.
We have a driver that we needed to update a version of because the team that created that tool gave us a new version. And I don't know if it was caused by this, but I was testing an Arabic system for some of the stuff I was doing. And suddenly it's all crashing when it's trying to load a DLL. That specific DLL, it's like could not load DLL. Windows exception logged, blah, 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 blah.
Assembly load exception.
Yeah. And
yeah,
I wonder if it's like, well, there's no way because that one's using the directory that the application is running from, and it's a Windows Store app, so that means program files.
Yeah, if it's Windows Store app, it should be sandboxed.
Yes. Yeah. So I still don't. I don't know. But that's not one of the things that I'm working on. That's one of our backend people's.
Yeah.
It's just interesting. Come on, I know.
So what you're saying is their problem.
Well, no, I want to help them figure it out. It's just I have a lot of stuff that I need to figure out too, such as in this combo box.
Thank God, they removed the custom GAC Explorer parts.
You had to
now
register
you can actually see the
DLLs
files
to GAC. It allowed apps to find global assemblies. Oli, you're such a baby. Come on, I know I generated some icons, didn't I? Or did I already move them? I think I might have moved them already.
You can always look in there, or ask them to look in there and see if they have multiple versions of that DLL that's failing to load.
The thing is that the file name it has the version number in it. So it'd be a different file. So it's only looking to see, can I find that file? Can I load the DLL? And I think it finds the file, it's just not loading correctly.
Is it compiled for the right architecture?
I mean, everything that we do on this is x64 only.
Okay. Have you tried sacrificing a goat?
No, but
see?
No, but see. That guy's cool. I want to use some of the actual AI generated images, or not the icon versions. Oh, those are cool. I want to use this one.
Did you get into the Bing chat
No.
search preview?
Oh, yes. Maybe. What do you want from me?
It's basically ChatGPT with an up-to-date
yes.
index.
Yes, I did.
It is scary.
It's cool, but I'm still struggling with it. I'm still having a lot of similar struggles to ChatGPT, but that's kind of pointing to a me thing.
It depends on what you use it for, but the fact that it can summarize information
it's
really
awesome
well.
At that.
Yeah. Instead of you needing to visit like 3 or 4 pages to get a big picture of something, you just ask it a question and it visits 3 or 4 pages and gives you an at least okay response to it, which is freakishly weird.
We're trying to figure out, Mojo, how to collapse an expanded combo box using JavaScript. But I haven't really been looking at that. I'm looking on this other screen to try to find a picture to replace the little logo thing up there with.
Broken Sword, you definitely have a local NuGet cache and you can clear it.
Yeah, it's
question
in
is
users.
How? Can't remember it.
You go into users. This PC. Users. Select start from. I mean, you can do that with command line. Select GAC from Thindal. your user profile,
Mm,
and it's this .NuGet folder. If you just delete that, that'll clear out
yeah.
your cache.
Yeah.
Or just the packages folder, depending on what you want to get rid of. So like this will get rid of
Mhm.
any tools you installed.
Mm.
Which you might not want to do.
No, don't. User.NuGet. Yeah.
Yeah, users your profile.NuGet and then maybe packages directly, or the package that you are specifically targeting that you want to
Is
make sure
your
you don't have a cache.
username on your computer seriously I am?
Well, my email address is I am listening, and it only takes 5 characters when you use it as your
Oh,
Windows login.
okay.
So yes, it is
Mm,
literally I am,
nice. Perfect.
but
Perfect.
not the great I am. Just I am. I'm gonna put a map up there.
Broken sword to
Let's
fix, they're sure. Close studio while you're doing that to make sure it's not, repopulating it instantly.
how big
If
did
that
that
makes
get?
sense.
That's massive.
And also clean your solution to empty your object,
Yeah.
your OBJ
Sometimes you might
folder.
actually need to delete your bin and obj folders
Oh yeah.
completely. Ready.
It's basically pushing the reset button on Studio.
I guess that does kind of translate well.
Okay, so
That's
who's
cool.
Jeff?
That would be Broken Sword.
Okay.
Who has mad skills in photography, but he is now
Mhm.
focused on programming. But check out his website. I don't think I have a command for this. So I'll put it in here manually. These are image compositions put together by none other than Broken Sword. I think he even took the photos too.
Even the American Beauty.
American Beauty. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It's awesome. This is amazing work. I love his aesthetic. I can't say enough about how much I love these pictures. The feel of them, just
Oh
the
yeah.
overall everything. It's so good. It's so good. The packages folder would be the easiest way to clear your cache. So .NuGet/packages. This is so cool. It's so freaking cool. Nerd
Yeah, now
Herder
I'm
is here.
watching. Now I'm looking at pictures. Well,
First thing you
photograph.
say in how long? I only like nudes.
Well, I saw a nipple, so close enough. Also, hi nerd.
Anyway, hi. Happy Friday to you. But man, these are great. These are so good.
Oh yeah.
That's him, by the way. So good. So good.
That I
Yeah, some
mean,
of
is
these.
that an actual dress the entire way, or did you composite that in some way? Because I
Yeah,
mean,
that'd
some
be
of these are
awesome if that was done.
obviously, post processed, which is 100% fine. I mean, they look cool AF.
That's the thing that I love the most is the skill in his composition,
Oh yeah.
adding things to these, and oh good grief.
Yeah, nipple.
Oh my gosh.
Better scroll.
NSFW. Hey, Mr. Sexy Voice. I've been
Well,
wicked
the
busy.
composite. I mean, you can't tell in that dress image.
Oh
Only,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
my brain
It's
was,
so clean.
could this be real? Not that is not real.
Dark rose red with shadows. Nice color. Yes. It's such a good color palette. I love it. I love it.
Have you tried
Anyway,
blue and orange?
blue and orange. Who uses I'm kidding.
Everyone uses blue and orange.
Dude, 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 back to this. All right, did I actually miss any? Mojo was saying, well, I
Yeah,
tried
exactly.
looking, but it seems specific to WPF. My only thought was Blazor finding an open source WPF Blazor app with the drop down. Right. So yeah, like what I could do if I had more time to fix this issue is just roll my own select list.
Hey, Duke, I agree. One Line has one heck of a sexy voice.
Oh no, he was talking to Nerd Herder. Nerd Herder's the one with the sexy voice.
By the way, this is dumb because I should know this, but do you prefer one lion or one lion?
I prefer 11 lions, 1 lion, 1
Not
lion,
12 lion.
1 lion, 12 lion, 2
All
lion,
the lion.
all the lions. ID Flux.
Hey, man.
In other words, it doesn't matter. Call
No,
me whatever you feel like, even if it's bad words
that's
or bad names.
no.
21. All
I will not call you bad
right,
names.
Solo. Catch you on
You
your next
are
stream whenever
way
you
too
stream again.
wholesome to be called bad names.
Not really. I got called plenty of bad names. I got bullied a lot growing up.
And well, you shouldn't have been. Although, I mean, you're kind of making called ultimatums right
Oh,
now.
am I?
Yeah, just look at your shirt.
Oh, yes. Yes. That I will not budge on.
No.
Thankfully, the first thing that I do every morning when I get up at 4:25-ish is
Ugh.
make a cup of coffee. And then I come downstairs and I start working.
Mm-hmm.
And then I take a
But
break at 7:30.
425, dude?
Yeah. So I start work at 4:30.
So you have
And
5
then
minutes from bed, get coffee, and then work.
yep.
You're insane.
Down here I'm at my computer, turn it on, log into everything, look through my emails. I rarely have emails, thankfully. And then I start working on the thing that I just dreamed about. It's really the best time because it's like that's when my brain is like, so we came up with this solution while you were sleeping. We're gonna tell you about it now. I'm like, oh, you're right. That will work.
Sweet.
Tyron says I'm about the same. Tokens. Yeah, no, I'm still
Uh,
needing to figure out how to do my own auth because there is the potential that RMA still needs more, will need more information about the usage of Identity Server. So their apps are still using Identity Server, the company that I used to work for, place that I used to work for.
and they don't want to pay for it?
They do most likely, or sorry, pay for Identity Server. I don't think they know about it. I have it in the docs, but they don't have a developer right now.
Hmm.
Yeah, Nerd is saying I do my
So
best
who
thinking
are
while
they,
asleep.
and who do I contact to consult for them?
Oh, really? You would?
No. No.
Oh, because they really are looking.
Yeah,
And it
sending
is right
invoices
up
to
your
the
alley.
US. Yeah, the problem is sending invoices to the US is hell.
Yeah. And
It's
that's the thing.
just,
I'm gonna talk with them on the 21st, whatever Tuesday is of that week.
hey, Deflex, you're a US citizen?
Yes, he is.
Congratulations, I think.
I remember him saying that he passed a test at least.
Oh, sweet.
Could be wrong. Okay, yes, he says yes.
Sweet. Good job. Yeah, billing inside of the EU is not that terrible, but billing outside of it is there's so much bureaucracy involved. Same thing with buying anything from outside of it. So I may or may not be doing it wrong, but somehow even purchases from the US tend to end up as bought from other EU country in my bookkeeping. And if the government doesn't accept that, then they'll have to tell me when they look at it.
No, that was 5 minutes already, Deflux. I was about to ask you if you were in the lounge because you wanted to hop into the voice channel. Although having the
So
both
yeah,
of you in voice channel is kind of difficult.
no. Why?
Because you two like to turn the topics to social issues, and I'm like, uh, that's not what my
Well, I
stream
just
is
went into
about.
bookkeeping, like
Yeah.
totally randomly,
But you were talking about, like, I don't know.
consulting for an American
Consulting
company.
for an American company, and it naturally led to that instead of, oh, did I tell
Yeah,
you about this other thing that's just anyway.
totally random. So totally
Coco
random.
Jax is here. Good grief, man. All of the cool, amazing people are showing up.
Did you see the latest Twitter snafu from
No, I
earlier
didn't,
this week?
because I'm not, well,
Uh,
I guess I am on Twitter, but I don't use anything. I don't use the book face. I use
yeah.
Twitter. I don't use Instagram. I used
Do you want to
Pinterest.
hear the
Not really.
extremely short TLDR?
Not really.
Okay, then we'll skip that.
I mean, I know
It's a
you want
fun
to talk about
story.
it, and you're not streaming very much, and you haven't been able to tell people stuff.
Exactly, exactly. But I'm not going to. It's fine. But if you want to look
Mm,
it up, it's a fun story of Elon messing up again.
yeah, I'm not super interested in that
Nope.
at all. It's like, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I guess like it's halfway technology related, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's up to you. If you want to say it, if
Nope.
you're excited to talk
Nope.
about it,
Oh,
then talk about
nope. Nope. Not talking about
it.
it. Not talking about it. You killed it.
Yes, he's dead, Jim. Oh yeah, yeah. I was gonna do that again. Dang it. So you were talking
What?
about Bing
Yeah.
and the chat thing, and I don't know why I wasn't asking Bing. But for those of you that haven't seen it, this is Bing's usage of ChatGPT thing. We're just waiting
See
for a
what it says.
response. Are you looking for a way to collapse select list using Java script? Question man?
In jQuery.
I don't want jQuery.
And now you say,
Oh,
I'd
wait.
like to do it without jQuery.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of, unless close select really is a jQuery.
Yeah, but it has the context. You can just keep asking it, like, refine it
Yeah, I know. I know.
this
I
way.
was just looking real quick. Because
Oh,
if
yeah.
this is already a method, then I can just use document.querySelector to instead of $. Anyway. Oh wait, no, that's this function here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I can translate jQuery into vanilla JavaScript. Anyway.
Take select this clone, replace with. Huh.
Oh, it's a lowercase j in jQuery? Whoops.
It doesn't matter. But yes. What?
You can't
That's
select it.
new. I'll get search again. First button.
First button. Yeah, go to page like 4 this time instead of taking the first answer.
Yeah. What? That's a first.
What if you treated it like a context menu? Yeah, that's the thing. I really don't know what the underlying mechanism is for the drop down portion of a select list. Por ejemplo, so for those of
Combo
you that
box.
just came in, the main, go ahead. The main
Yeah,
thing that
combo
I'm having
box.
an issue with. Yeah, how does that work though?
Magic.
Oh, Soft. It's helped me plenty of times. It's given me actual answers
Yeah.
before. And then it's given me
Bing is
actual
just
answers that
Google
were completely
rebranded, to
wrong.
be honest.
Is it? I
Uh,
don't think so.
No, it's
I
entirely
get I
different,
get
but I mean, it
very
works
different
just as well, in
results.
my opinion. Yeah, but it works. It works fine. There's nothing wrong with Bing these days.
So this is a
And
behavior we're trying to eliminate. I move the window while the combo box is expanded. That goes away. It works.
if you're
And
ever on the other side of the transaction and you want to sell ads, or you want to buy ads, you want to advertise something you have. Then if you set up Google Ads, you can then import the data into Bing Ads. And Bing is dirt cheap. It'll give you less hits total, like less clicks. But per click, they're way cheaper. And since you can just import your settings from Google Ads, you still only have to maintain one place. Just hot tip. It costs like
Hot tip.
third of the clicks on Google.
Well, thank you. The next time I need to put ads on my page, I will do that.
No, the other way around. If you have a page and you want to
The next time that
advertise
I
it,
want to get advertised, I will do that.
Mhm.
Is that what I said? That's what I said. Why isn't this actually copying? Okay.
you want to buy no ads. That's called an ad blocker, and there are many available, Duca.
Here's a
I buy
behavior I
ads,
would
and I
prefer.
still use an ad blocker.
Combo box is expanded. I move the window, combo box collapses, and I'm able to move the window. That's what I want.
What if you, yeah, unfocus it, which I'm guessing is what you've already tried.
Well, no. I mean, I could do that, but I don't want to lose the focus from it. So just because the user is moving the window around doesn't mean that they don't want to stay focused on the select list.
Yeah,
So
but if
like right
you
there,
move the window around, then press down button.
enter. Mm-hmm. Then it
Okay,
expands.
never mind.
So then the other thing is set focus to something else and then set it back to the combo box. The thing is, I want to do this in such a general way that it doesn't matter what page is open. So I could be in this page and have this expanded, then that one will collapse.
Yeah, otherwise
And
you're
expand
at
this one.
the state tracking issue where, oh, I missed this, and then that thing doesn't work.
I don't know. Maybe.
Make sense?
Because, like, not really. What I'm planning on doing, so I'll start the JavaScript while we continue talking. But yeah, let's talk. What are
No,
we
what I
talking
meant
about?
was, you have something non-standard that you have to do for every single time you'd use a combo box or a
Oh,
select
right.
list.
Mm-hmm.
And then you forget to do that thing once, and all of a sudden you're
Yeah.
brittle,
Yeah, that's why I
and
have it in
that
one
one doesn't work.
place. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. You want to do one implementation that does the thing everywhere.
Super Duca Soft Interrupt. Duca Soft, you made things so easy to name now. Oh, so
Yeah, it's on your pre-rendered page, the class name.
Duca Soft, folks. Because he's funky. So what I'm doing here is I'm registering a whole bunch of methods to window, a whole bunch of functions, as you do with regular JavaScript interrupt. But if I wanted to do it as a module, then I would do it as just export function, whatever I'm going to write down here.
I don't know enough about JavaScript and object orientation to do this. I did do it in a TypeScript
You didn't
file.
have to hear that. That's why you're still talking normally. Dukasoft just dropped the bass. That was really
Oh
loud
yeah,
in my
I didn't
ears.
hear it.
Like I expect
I heard nothing.
Apox's scream that he does when he comes in on occasion, but oh my gosh.
I have no idea what that sounded like. I don't
Do you
think
know
I've heard it.
the Skrillex song?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one.
All right.
Drop the bass.
Hmm. But yeah, I know too little JavaScript to do this. I'd do it in TypeScript and let TypeScript deal with it.
Oh, I know JavaScript. I act like I don't. JavaScript is not as fun to write as C Sharp. Cuts, select lists. So this is what I'm planning on doing to at least get the select lists. Document dot query selector, anything that's a select. And maybe anything that's a select that doesn't have the multiple attribute. I don't know. Or rows attribute. Doesn't matter. Anything that's a select list. And then for each select list, you know what? I wonder
Why don't
if.
you add the colon focus modifier to it?
Oh, yeah, true. Because the only ones, or, is there a selector for ones that actually are expanded? Now that you say that, thank you.
Maybe.
CSS select expanded. Yeah,
It's just focus.
Focus or hover, at least in this answer.
Mm-hmm. What would happen if you remove the focus and then refocus on it?
Yeah, so that was another one. And that, again, requires us to know which one is actually expanded and which one has the focus. So
Yeah.
if we only select the one that has the focus, which there should
You need
only
an
ever be
ED on that.
one.
I don't
Oh,
think it's
really?
just focus, right? Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
focus.
it's just focus. Sorry.
Focus. I had to do a
Hmm?
lot of. Anyway, yeah. So what we could do is select list. Oh, first of all, if select list Doppler blue, I think we can do it that way, right? Maybe not.
The thing is, that's only going to select one ever, right? Do you still need a
No. Query
for each on
selector,
that?
or maybe query selector all. Oh, that's what you mean.
Yes, only a single element is going to be focused.
This is true. So it's
Yeah,
either
but
going to have
that
0
should be fine,
or
though.
1. Yeah, you're right.
Yes, if you find any.
I can't rename. Oh,
What was that?
spoken wrong. I was just renaming. That's all. And so I think this is the right way to check to see if there is a method in the element that you have. I could be wrong.
I
I
check
could be so
select
wrong.
list Doppler is undefined.
Well, so that's what I tried to do before. Isn't
Hmm.
focus a keyboard accessibility thing? No, not necessarily. So that could be now the text box here
Hmm.
has focus. So if you went into this thingy here and you did focus, then you can see that it gets this border thing.
Hmm.
And so it doesn't matter whether you navigate to it via keyboard or by clicking into it. Yeah. So focus is just a thing that means that the element contains the focus. I don't know what else to call it. Then we'll do select list.blur. If that's even a thing.
Hmm.
I think it's a thing, right? Isn't blur a JavaScript?
Maybe.
Is blur a JavaScript function for elements?
I think you need to wipe the context.
Let's see. Yes, blur is a method that can be called to remove focus from it. So then do I
Hmm.
need to do because like it's gonna need to process this and wait for, I think it's 32 milliseconds or 20 milliseconds
All right. Why?
so that it can render the change because I want to set the focus back.
Yeah. What happens if you just set it back?
Question. Let's just try it. So with our JavaScript interrupt file, did they pull
Worst
blur?
case, nothing works,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I guess I don't want that either because I need an element reference. JS interrupt, and we'll do super duper soft interrupt. And then we will have a public static. Oh, this is going to be a public static. class. What did I call
You
that
know, you
method?
can change the default
It is.
scope for new classes.
It is. I do have it.
Yeah, but I mean, they're created as internal. If you want to change it to automatically have them
Oh.
created as public.
Oh. Visibility. Right.
Yeah. It feels like 99.9% of the time my classes are going to be public.
This is true. But I do like, yeah, the more I think about it, I like having the thing tell me, or the thing start
Yes,
off as
you
internal.
don't. Yeah.
That way that I
Yeah, I can
try
see
to
the
use
point
it.
of it. I can see the point of it. And having it internal instead of just normal private. Or without any, because internal and testability.
Yes. Oh, JS runtime. Wait, that's how you do it. Okay, so we set everything up for JavaScript interrupt. Yeah. Did we? Did we? Hmm?
I don't know.
Ask me.
Maybe.
Hey. Kid. And we're doing this in one of the layouts. Yeah, main layout. Return you namespace collapse select list as task. Oh, it's in the JS runtime.
Yeah, you need the context. Yeah, the runtime. That's just injected, right?
Injected.
Yeah.
It's so weird because they have a naming convention where you don't put two capitals together unless it's like a I and a J, and then they call their JS runtime capital JS, capital runtime.
Yeah, but don't you do it since JS is an abbreviation of JavaScript?
Yes, but abbreviations also get first letter cap, and the rest of them are not.
Oh, did not know that. Now I do. And knowing is half the battle, to quote Jeff.
To quote NB, I don't know, this Rainbow Company. Okay, so I just have a feeling that this isn't really going to do what we want it to do, but we'll try it.
I don't think so either.
And I also want
That's
to put
why
a
you're going to
debounce on here.
console log it afterwards.
Yeah, I don't want, I'm going to debounce it so that it doesn't happen on every single location change, which happens.
Did you include the JavaScript file anywhere?
I did not. You're absolutely right. So that's the one thing that I really, really don't like about this setup. Although I could put index.html in a shared location as well. No, I can't. It needs to be part of the static files of the deployed project.
Yeah, but can't you do a file link?
Yeah, but every time I try doing that, I think I'm doing it right, but it doesn't actually output the file with my published app.
Oh.
It's really weird. Underscore content slash, what is this app called? Finanman dot Blazor UI. Hi. Slash JS slash super duca soft.
You never consider shorter file names, did you?
No, never.
Nope. All right.
That'd be sacrilege.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I have trouble naming things as it is. So trying to shorten names, like I'm taking Tyrant's advice where he's like, just call it what comes to mind, call it what it is, and then try to shorten it after you've named it. Because the hardest part for me is starting to name the thing.
Yep.
So this is just called Super Duke Soft Interop because.
And we have really good rename tools these days.
Yeah, absolutely do.
Drum roll. It's not going to work, but
I mean, it's possible.
always take it from there.
At least we're not going to get the errors that we were getting as far as not having the file loaded. Oh, that's not where it's outputting. It's outputting here. JS interop exception.
Collapsing the lists, handling collapse.
Wait, it didn't actually load the JavaScript folder.
Look at network.
Are you cached? Badoop.
Do we have? Yeah, you've got
thank you for
200
your
and
bits.
everything, so it's reloading everything. It's managing to
No, I'm
load
not
all
seeing
files
it.
it's trying
I'm
to.
not seeing it.
No, but I mean, like you have no 404s there, so
I mean, I'm not
that's not the
seeing
problem.
the JavaScript file at all
Nope.
being loaded. Let us. Like, I would expect that in the Waza map because it is a WPA and would have needed to do the whole update for not found.
Problem not found.
So let's clear site data. That's weird that it's completely empty anyway. Let's close. Let's rebuild. Did I put it in the right place? Find and man, Blazor UI, www root, static files, JavaScript folder. It's part of the project.
Yep. You didn't get a 404, so it never tried to load it either and missed a file. That's what I meant with the network. Like, was it trying to load a file, but the file name was wrong? But it never did, so.
You know, it is still possible that I put the wrong name.
No, you'd have gotten a 404 on the network tab then.
No. I was trying to keep this thing alive on my Sagetti laptop that I have to do before the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And it just timed out. And start over. Why? Just crash. Just could not copy file because it's in use. Why is it in use? We're not running the app. Are we? Yeah, we are.
In watch.
Yep. That would be the why.
Yep.
Okay, go again.
Sorry, I'm yawning here.
I'm Umberto. Where's your name from? Yawning here.
From English.
It's English. Network. Yep. Night. It's not there. Why is it not there?
Look at the sources.
Again.
And the index.
Nada. And that's not updated either.
No.
Oh, that's not going to be updated because I only updated index.html for the.
There you go.
Wasm. I knew I was going to do that, as in forget. That's what I do. So we need that one. We need hosts. It's layout now. That's what I keep forgetting. Plasta and server. Layout again. No, that's the API. Maui is what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay, do it again. This time, don't suck. Okay, so there is the import.
Yep.
And there
and
is
you have 200 and everything.
The request. And now here is the window being moved around, except there's a JavaScript error because I forgot a curly brace. Does it bother you if I do that? Wait, what? I have one too many curly. Oh, yeah. I don't have an opening curly brace on.
There we go.
Good grief. It's almost like this kid doesn't know how to write software.
None of us do.
Oh, well, I'm not supposed to be using code anymore, by the way. All of the bug
Which one?
fixes and all of the feature requests, they need to be done without writing code. Cool. Oh, nope, error still.
I hope
But
you're
at
not
least
serious,
I
because that's
I
me.
write too much code is what the
Eh,
point is. So I need to try to write less code with my solutions. And I'm like, I write the amount of code it takes to get the thing done.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
keep it
but that's
maintainable.
exactly my current problem at the customer. I can't write code.
Hmm. Are you even calling it? It's not even calling
Mm,
it. Nani? Almost quit in time. Dang it. You there. Who subscribed to you? What? Mainly you there. You. Give me a beat. Breakpoint.
Right, so getting that far.
F10. Invoke void. Collapse select list. Oh,
Yeah, don't you
it's
need
part of
the
window.
class name?
Not
Yeah,
the class
exactly.
name, the object name. But yeah, I know what you meant. And I just, oh my gosh.
When
Okay.
things start not working for you, and then they just keep going. Did that make sense? It did in my head.
Yep. It makes sense to me. There it goes. Okay, so now we should have hit the breakpoint in our developer window. We will see if select list is null because none of my select lists have focus. Good. You did it
Mm-hmm.
right. Good for you. Now this one has focus. Move the window. Super Duca Soft interop. Oh, shut up, phone. Give me a second.
Is that your boss?
No, that's my alarm that says
Oh,
I need to quit. I
okay.
need to start wrapping up.
You're stopping the bugger again.
I'm looking for it, is what I'm doing. Okay, we have no select list
Nothing.
because there is no select list that has focus. Probably because of all of the moving I did. Or when DevTools gets activated,
Could be.
I lose the focus. Okay, try again. Isn't that weird? It
Yeah,
looked
now
like
it
it
closes
just
it.
went away on its own. But yes,
Yeah,
okay,
but
so
now
we
you
did
have
get
a
a select
select list.
list. And
Mm-hmm.
is blur in select list? Are you a thing? It is
Question
not
is,
a
are you
thing.
getting a list?
No,
And if
no.
so, you need
I'm
to pick
getting
up
just the
first
one
one.
select element.
Okay.
Yeah, so
But I
blur
mean, if you're
in is
getting
not
it,
the
we
right
can
answer.
assume that it's in focus, and we know it's a select though. So, do you
This is
need to
true.
check if blur is in it?
I mean, I should to be a good person, but we don't need to. No. Oh, wait, why
Was
am I doing that twice?
Mm.
Anyway, I don't need to. Phone has focus. Kind of did for a second there. Okay. Last shot, and then I'm going to go shot myself. No, I don't drink
No.
anymore. Drink. Select list. Blur. Didn't error, so that means that blur is a
Mm.
method in select list. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's try it without any breakpoints and see what the behavior is. Yes.
Hey.
Okay, so what we're going to do on Monday then is add a debounce to this so that it doesn't try to fire that JavaScript every single time you try to move the window or
Can you
resize the
try
window.
something? If you
Of
open
course.
the that one, and then you move the window, and then you push the down arrow key,
Oh, yeah, right.
does that work? Yeah. Kept the focus. Awesome. Well, it
Cool.
closed
So
it,
that
but
is a
kept the
solution
focus.
that's going to work for my work product too.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Fantastic. But
Perfect.
have fun, Broken Sword. So any last words, Thindal? First of all, thank you for joining. Thank you for hopping into the voice
Thank
channel.
you for having me. And I don't know. Blazor Unified will be awesome. Or United. One of those.
Whatever it's called.
Yeah.
It uses
use
both
no
terms
docs if
in
you're
the
going to
technology.
display anything.
And use no docs. Dukasoft already posted a link for no docs, and Solo Solipsis is your newest fan. Just so you know. Dukasoft, who dis? That's Dukasoft's bot.
Dukasoft
Dukasoft's non-bot bot.
Yeah, I think that was pretty obvious from the name, right? Awesome. Well, take care, guys.
Okay,
and again, thanks for having me.
Yeah, ow. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, don't hit yourself with your water bottle,
I didn't hit
all right?
myself. A beard hair got stuck in this little metal.
Oh,
And then
well, that sucks too. Well, take care. Thanks for having me. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And in my case, evening.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. And thank you all for being here. You're all amazing, wonderful, fantastic people. Gosh, and even all of the cool people that haven't been around for a little bit showed up today to at least say hi. That was really nice to see. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and weekend upcoming. For those of you that this is a weekend that you can just do nothing, I hope you're able to do nothing. If you have stuff that you want to do, I hope you're able to do those things. I have been getting back into writing, and I got super excited because I started writing the start of the story that my wife and I had been toying with for a long time. So I wrote an intro thing that feels like it could be the beginning of one of the stories, and I'm going from there. Other than that, you know me, always training, always trying to find some tutorialing, and now I have to do this certification thing. But I'll be around on the Discord-ish, but again, I'll be focused back on implementing this last feature for our next release, which is supposed to be Monday, but we got it pushed back a couple weeks, or a week and a half, I think. So Code Freeze is going to be on Wednesday, so I have to have everything done by Wednesday. That's going to be fun. Some shout outs for some cool people. Solo Solipsis did go live. We rated him before. It's been a little bit since we've rated Simple, and I love hanging out on Simple's channel. So if you haven't seen Simple Game Dev's Game Artificial, check it out on Steam. He has a demo and everything. It's really cool. I never actually did shout out Irish John Games when he came in on Wednesday. I felt bad about it, but thankfully, Stream Elements shouts out their games regardless on a regular basis. So we are going to head over to Simple, and we got to follow. Wait, what? A resub? What just happened? Hello, activity feed? I don't exactly know what just happened. Because my activity feed, Yetimus 2 has just followed. Thank you so much for the follow. I'll be back again on Monday, 10:30 a.m. Mountain Time. That is UTC -7 currently. And this video will be posted to the YouTubes no sooner than 24 hours after I push the stop button. And feel free to hang out on our Discord. Thank you, Dukasoft, for doing everything that you do for the channel. You're amazing. And thank you, Thindal, for joining us again on the voice channel. Broken Sword, so good to see you. Mojo Fawad. D-Flex was here for a second. Nerd Herder was here. Who am I missing? I saw Scott. I remember seeing Scott. Tyron, definitely can't forget Tyron. Tyron, you're awesome. Thanks. Solo Solipsis. Abaddis. Abaddis came in and said hi. He said he wants to follow John Galloway. Yes. Mojo. Okay, that's it for me. Have a good weekend. Do you ever know? I'm going to turn the music up now. I'm going to turn my mic off now. And then my camera.